And by that time, everyone has lost interest and moved on to the next artist they're working on. That's the tune. Come through, you don't see. I imagine there aren't any Godfreys or Percies in the audience. Is there a Margot? Point proved. Right, next question is gentleman over there.
I just have a quick question on the state of the music industry at the moment. Would you recommend coming artists to try and go it alone, or is there still a place for major labels? Is it still wise to sign?
I do sort of, bump into people in bands, younger bands and bands starting out, and I'm always amazed at how they get on and the level of music that they're producing when they haven't even, been given any money, haven't been signed, nobody's really taken any interest in them. They ask me to check their demos out or something like that and, give them advice. And I go home and I'm like, bloody hell, how did they make this? Sounds better than our first record, and they've made this at home. DIY, do it yourself. This is the second big punk movement, is the whole internet thing. It's just kicking in now. Make the best music possible and people will eventually hear it, I think.
This is the centre of Belle and Sebastian on Earth. It's all happening here. This is where we sell our t-shirts, where we rehearse downstairs. A couple of years ago, I bumped into a friend of mine in Byres Road, and during the course of the conversation, it said to me, why would anybody buy an album? Why would anybody buy music? It's over, it's dead, it's finished. Why would anybody pay for music? It certainly did make me stop and think, is this the end of recorded music? What do we do?
It's an interesting time. Times of kind of crisis can actually be really great for music.
Mm-hmm. I actually think it's made for more interesting sounding records because you've taken that carrot away from people.
You do help each other a lot more and kind of join together with other little bands and little labels.
Bands really are doing it for themselves now. They're not just bands, they're enterprises, they're small businesses, and they're really taking ownership of where they're going in their career.
Do you still think of your records as your definitive thing and like what you want to be remembered for?
I do think we put a massive amount of thought and energy into the making of records. It's not the case that if making records in and of themselves generated enough income for us to continue making records without having to play gigs, that we would stop playing gigs.
There have always been the vast majority of people making music having day jobs, not making really memorable records, but trying nonetheless.
I don't really think about selling records. And handily enough, we don't. So it works quite well.
A lot of the bands that come to us are sort of no longer labouring under this illusion that they're going to get signed and it's going to pay their rent and everything.
A quote from Mick Jagger. People... No, I'm not going to do it. People only made money out of records for a very, very small time.
I think at this point, I don't think anyone's doing it because they expect to make the next million-selling record.
For Bon Jovi to do what he did in the 80s, does he deserve to have like a plane or a swimming pool? Does it equate in terms of doing a job and getting paid accordingly?
Playing gigs in order to earn money, to save up money, to make a record, which puts us in debt, so we play more gigs to get back the money, and then make some more money, and then make a record, and that puts us back in debt, and it's just this kind of circle.
Was there any moments within recording or playing gigs or something where you just thought, I feel like I've done something here?
Launching our first record felt like our first album.
It's important to not always keep looking forward about what you've got to do next. Actually, just be well, actually, I've made a record. That's something I really, really wanted to do. And if that's all I do, then wow.
Anybody got any good ideas about how to make a bit of cash?
Do your own gigs and do your own bar.
Genius.
That is where the money is. Do as many things you can for yourself without having to spread, the income or revenue with other parties.
What if you just want to tear it up? Where's the next Smith's going to come from? Where's the next explosion going to come from? And isn't that the most exciting thing?
It's not just about music. You're talking about social and political change.
Change of government we've got, and we've got this whole thing in the music business being turned upside down by you know, ways of selling. So maybe there's something just around the corner, you know.
It's been claimed love is the answer. It's also been queried that if love is the answer, what is the question? That's something which can be confusing, because the question could quite rightly be put as simply as, what is the key to everlasting happiness? At the same time, though, the same answer would be derived from the following question. What 60s band fronted by After Lee released the seminal Forever Changes album in 1967? Confusing times indeed. I may need to take a seat.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shimmering, traveling light, echoing love at first sight, glimmering, glistening, waking up the darkest night, waiting for traveling light. Though the sun has yet to appear, inkling faint perception is near. Bloodied, battered in the dew, leaves and trees are calling you, waiting for my traveling light. Shimmer in, traveling by, magical waves under the sky. She knows no time, she knows